no looking back.
Ain't no looking back, y'all. You already know we in the
trap.
And you know I'm the greatest, man. Let me see if I can get some people up in here. Let's get it. Shout out to Jay Lombardi. Shout out to King Brown. Shout out to everybody in the building rocking with your boy. We finna crank up very shortly. Be patient with your boy.
And this is greatness defined. Every line is divine. Verses boggle your mind. And every song, man, I swear I just get better with time. No matter how much shade they throwing, I still manage to shine. I don't know why they so obsessed with mine. I'm all they think about. Go in their house, they probably got my pics in a shrine. Damn, I never let these play me. They see us ballin', now they wanna switch teams like KD. I know my time coming, I guess I'ma wait and see. I'm too cocky and confident that humble ain't for me, Lord. Help me with my egotistical ways, but I'm amazed how they display such miserable hate. I never paid attention to what most these others say. They words are unimportant like prepositional phrase. They wanna see me crash and burn in a ridiculous blaze, but yet I rise like the phoenix. Show these I'm great enough. Yeah, I know these haters can't stand me. Well, take a seat, I do it for the family. So bring the block to the Grammys, and if you try to stop me, you'll need a plan B. Yeah, I just do it for the real. If you ain't from the bottom, you ain't get how I feel. To go against the odds, go hard, chase meals. Let the doubters see you making it. Show them all you the greatest. I'm the greatest. Young poet got flow flowing, it's mind blowing. I'm flamboyant when brainstorming. It's fair warning for my opponents that will be mourning before the morning. Every beat I eat and destroy it, that's what the fans want it. The hot topic, you try to copy, that's hard stopping. Yeah, I'm a giant when rhyming and y'all microscopic. I got them watching and they believe in me like a prophet. Cause the pics I'm cropping be masterpieces, they photoshopping. I'm from the bottom, assembled by the avenue. So I gotta pay homage to the hood to show my gratitude. And then my attitude is similar to an animal. These boys ain't half as cool, I got different levels to tap into. I am the truth. To know that I kill it, these are God level lyrics. I should be on Mount Olympus. My music therapeutic to the real spirit, like it came from ancient Kemet. Ain't nobody messing with me, I'm the great. Yeah, I know these haters can't stand me. Well, take a seat, I do it for the family. So bring the block to the Grammys, and if you try to stop me, you'll need a plan B. Yeah, I just do it for the real. If you ain't from the bottom, you ain't get how I feel. To go against the odds, go hard, chase meals. Let the doubters see you make it, and show them all you the greatest. I'm the greatest.
Let's get it. Y'all feel me? See, they be thinking Landlord be playing when I said hashtag bars. You understand? You know how we get down up in the
trap.
Let's get it. Let's get it. You already know, man. I've been trying to let the building build, but you know, let the beat build like Weezy on Carter 3. But shout out to Jeffrey Lombardozo. Shout out to Jay Lombardi. Shout out to our King Brown. Shout out to JB2. We in the building. We gonna go and crank this thing on up. Let the crowd catch up when they catch up. You understand? That's how we gonna do this. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. We in the building today. What's happening, what's happening? Jay Lombardi says, make sure to share this on Twitter. Everybody on Twitter shared on Twitter, but I did let the people know. I know I'm a little early. I got to take a little early shift. You know, I'm trying to pay the bills. It's holiday season. I got kids, you understand? So we got things to do. But I did want to let y'all see this trap session, how we get down. I did want to deliver. You know, I can't let the people down. They said they wanted the trap house, so we had to deliver. You understand? Yeah, I appreciate y'all. If y'all didn't see it, I did do a great collab with West Coast yesterday. I think it was epic. And West Coast had Dallas Cowboys on there, HTM Sports. It was a family affair, you understand, up in the
trap.
It was a family affair up in here. You understand? Shout out to Swain, Mr. Bad Influence in the building. We in here, man. But, you know, I didn't get to, you know, bring in the Eagles celebration that they lost. You know, I see people saying, oh, y'all so happy the Eagles lost. Don't they be happy when we lose? Don't they be happy when we lose? Look, we the team that made all them memes and stuff. When the Cowboys lose, it don't even matter if we a good team. They still make all these memes and stuff. So you gosh darn right, I'm going to celebrate when they lose because that's what they do to us. And you know, I'm the type that's going to spin back. I'm going to get back. You know how we do it up in the
trap.
You know I'm going to spin back. I'm sorry. I'm not that mature just yet. I'm gonna be a little petty. And I just got it in my spirit. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to talk my talk. But what I discussed the other day, I was talking about football math, and I told you how it didn't add up. But if you believe in football math, let's start right here. They said that, how I used to do. Who remember Word on the Street? If y'all been rocking with me for a long time, who remember Word on the Street, man? Who remember the Word on the Street? Give me a 1 in the chat if y'all been rocking with me since them days when I used to do like Word on the Street was. Let me know. Just let me know. I just like to see my people who was there with me. But Word on the Street is that, Word on the Street is that football math don't work. You understand? And if you do believe in football math, that mean like if this team beat that team, then that team beat this team, and then this mean that, and then that mean this. That's what football math is. But if you believe in football math, you got to think about this then. Okay, the Texans beat the Jaguars, right? Follow me now. The Texans beat the Jaguars. Then guess what happened? The Jaguars beat the Commanders. Then guess what? The Commanders beat the Eagles. You understand me? That's how we getting down. So, according to football math, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not a buffoon, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Randy Jackson. He said he was there with me. You remember the track. You remember when I was saying Word on the Street. Landlord try to be a little creative with the things I do. You understand? I try to be different. I try to stand out. But if you take that into account, you got to realize that if the Texans beat the Jaguars, which everybody knows, even Eastside Harold knows, shout out to that guy, Leaside. Even Leaside Harold knows that the Texans is the worst team in football, right? I think we can all agree to that. Then if the Texans is the worst team in football and they beat the Jaguars, which is probably one of the top 5 worst teams in the NFL, then the Jaguars beat the Commanders. Then the Commanders beat the Eagles, the supposedly best team in football. Good grief. See, this is why football math doesn't work. I just wanted to give y'all a great visual of why football math doesn't work. You understand? Shout out to Lord King in the building. I just wanted to give y'all a small indication of why football math doesn't work. Because by football math logic, the Eagles is the worst team in football. You understand? Now they the worst team because they lost to the team that the worst team beat. You understand? But we ain't gonna talk about the Eagles all day. We're not gonna talk about the filthy Philadelphia Eagles all day. But I had to state my piece in the trap house way. I was on a collab yesterday. So I had to state my piece, you understand? So, if you was on my live the other day, I said that it is not out the realm of possibility for the Eagles to lose that game. And my reasoning, and it's going to be quick, I'm going to wrap up this filthy Philadelphia talk. But my reasoning was because I feel like the Washington's defensive line is solid. They got them Bama boys over there. You already know how they getting down. They got Allen, they got the other guy. They got them Alabama boys on the line, so they're not playing with the run like that. And I know run in the run game is a large component up to what makes Philly successful. Shout out to True Vibes, the share goat. That's gonna be your name. True Vibes is the share goat of the channel. And I knew that Washington wasn't gonna be allowing the run that much. So the pressure was going to be on Mr. Jalen Hurts to do a lot more than he's comfortable of doing. And I've been following him for a long time, man. I know exactly what he can do. And that's why I gave them some props on the collab with West Coast, because I do realize that Philadelphia OC is a very smart young man, because he don't do nothing out of Jalen Hurts' comfort zone. He doesn't do anything out of his skill level. And that right there lets you know that that's a smart OC. He's not trying to prove to the NFL that Jalen Hurts is Patrick Mahomes, or he's not trying to prove all of that. Man, shout out to True Only with the $5 super chat. Man, I appreciate that, sir. Like, you need to put a question on there. I see you supporting the show, but hey, you deserve you a question spotlight, man. But I appreciate the love, sir. Yeah, I thank you, sir. But yeah, man, he's not doing anything out the realm of possibility for Jalen Hurts. He's doing everything within his skill set, and that's commendable. That's respectable when you think about it. Like, you don't want to put your quarterback in compromising situations, and that's exactly what he do. When I say Jalen Hurts is not good, I'm saying Jalen Hurts is not a premier quarterback like they making him out to be. He is a quarterback that's decent, and he's getting used to the maximum of his ability. And that's exactly what your OC supposed to do. You supposed to maximize the talents of your quarterback or any of your weapons. You supposed to maximize them. That's exactly what they're doing. You got to give them respect. And that's why Philly has been successful up until this point. But when you get them in some trouble, when they face some adversity, all of a sudden they not so comfortable no more, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They're not so comfortable no more. And that's what you'll notice. And look, I have rinsed a lot of people up. This is totally off the subject. I have rinsed a lot of people up, y'all. Because I see people that's been rocking with me for a long time. I done gave a lot of people wrenches. They probably ain't in the building now, but it is some new wrenches in here. And this one thing I do want to say. Tavis, you might be a new wrench. I don't know if I remember or not. Sugar Daddy Wiz, I'm going to get you one. But look, to all my mods and all my wrenches people, this one thing I do want to ask. I appreciate all the love and support. You understand? But from this day forward, I'm going to be a little more bougie on my wrenches. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be a little more bougie on my wrenches. I've been giving people wrenches because I appreciate all the support. But I do want the wrenches and the mods to be somebody who really supporting, who really sharing and all that. And I ain't saying that y'all not, but I'm just saying from this day forward, it ain't going to be as easy to get a wrench. We're going to be a little bougie now. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be just a little bit bougie. Akeem Brown, I'm going to get you one, sir, because I feel like this is the beginning. The people who support me now, this is the beginning. And the thing about it is, I just don't want all wrenches in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the show to grow so your wrench can hold more weight. You understand? That's why I want y'all to share like the Share Goat Troop vibes and like the show. That's what gets Landlord noticed and attention. That's why I can make collabs with the Big Dog West Coast and Big Dog Boss Cowboy. You understand? When they see my numbers go up, they can't help but rock with your boy. If I ain't getting no support, they can be like, hey, we ain't studying Landlord. So if y'all want to see me get out there and grow a little bit, if y'all want to help your boy out, whatever you do, at the very minimum, at the least, give your boy a like, you know what I'm saying? Or give your boy a share on Twitter or something like that. Just support me like that if you don't have no donations or anything. Like, and the people that follow me, they know that I'm not even the kind of guy that like to ask for stuff like this. But I just wanted to make that clear. From this day forward, we're going to be a lot more bougie for giving us our wrenches away. So, yeah, Akeem Brown, I got you, and Sugar Daddy Williams, I thought I might have put you one, but you deserve one too. So, from this day forward, we're going to be a lot more bougie on who we give our wrenches to. And I do want to see an uptick in my shares and my likes. And I appreciate all the love and support, man. Give everybody a hand for everybody who be there. Mr. Willie Vasher, you a new wrench. So I thank you. Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been wrenching people up that's been here on a consistent basis, man. I appreciate y'all. Give everybody a hand, man. Give everybody a hand. Shout out to Red in the building. So, yeah, let's go. I just wanted to get that point across. You understand? You already know, Swain, we up in the trap. Trap. Yes, sir. But I think that's fair. I've gave almost everybody a wrench who wanted one. I think C. Burleson a new wrench. If you a new wrench, put a 1 in the chat, because I've been giving them out like hotcakes. You know, I've been passing them, serving them out like that stuff now. We years in the trap house. I've been pitching it now. So if you're a new mod, give me a 1 and let me know, because I went through the chat box and just started hitting them. You know what I'm saying? I just started hitting them. So, like I said, from this day forward, it's going to be a little more bougie now. We're going to have to take you through what they call a ceremony to get them wrenches from now on. because it's rinsed up in this thing. But I love all y'all. Thanks for all the love and support. Let's get it. But, okay, I wish I was able to do a poll, but I'm not familiar with this software as much as I should be just yet. Shout out to Dean Cloud in the bit. But I'm not too familiar with this software just yet. I'm working, y'all. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to get y'all a film session this morning, all kind of stuff before I go to work. So I'm trying to get it, y'all. Y'all support your boy. But do y'all think our inability to stop the run was the biggest problem we faced against Green Bay? Or do y'all think it was the big play? Because on the final word, Boss asked a great question. He said he believed it was the big play. Shout out to Dallas Cowboys Sports and the final word. But Boss said he believed it was the big play, and I think it was both. I can't really decide. I think that's just a brilliant question. Because if you say we couldn't stop the run was the problem, shout out to Darren in the building. If we say stopping the run was the problem, them boys did gain 138 yards, y'all. Good grief. They did gain 138 yards and a touchdown. So, but then on the other side of the token, on the flip side of the coin, we know that they did also look at that boy. Let me look at his stats, y'all. Give me 1 second, because I believe his stats is very evident on what I mean. Okay, if you want to say the big play, it's an argument for both, y'all. Because look at this. Christian Watson had 4 catches, y'all. Christian Watson had 4 catches, and he torched us. So right there alone, I believe it might be just a big play, y'all. Real talk. That's sickening. Yeah, let's go. That's sickening, y'all. This man had 4 catches, and he just tormented us like that. So y'all gotta think, man, I might be leaning more towards the big play, because they had a 30-yard run. That's much too much right there. And then they had a big run for a touchdown. But all the other big plays was in the air. And then, man, look, I just went through all the film, y'all. I'm trying my best to work hard to push out some content for y'all before I even go to work. But listen here, I just went through all the film. It was even hard to even find when Rodgers was throwing the ball. You know what I'm saying? It was so easy to find when Rodgers was throwing because he hardly threw on them. And that just show you it was it's an argument for both sides, man. Because Rodgers was running, they was running the ball like down our throats, man. It's really discouraging, man. Because when Rodgers threw the ball, it was just something sensational and open. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I didn't like about it. And I'm gonna try to hit y'all with a lot of film sessions, because this game right here, it's a lot of different indicators, man. And like I said, I just got the film today. So I wasn't able, yesterday, but I wasn't able to get to it. But it's a lot of little points and little stuff that I seen, man. That's a good point, Jalen Bart, and I was finna get to that. Because when my brother West Coast, shout out to him, West Coast Cowboy, when West Coast said that we should have traded Dorrance Armstrong, everybody came for my boy Nick. It was like this. Yeah, let's go. We seen the whole nation up in arms. Everybody had ticket torches and picket signs. They was mad at West Coast for saying that, because Dorrance had an impressive start at the beginning of the year. He had 5 sacks. Now, we're not saying that Dorrance is not a decent player, but all we saying is, when you get a stock that's hot, just like what that was, Dogecoin. To me, Dorrance Armstrong is very similar to Dogecoin. Now, I'm not here to talk about down Dorrance Armstrong, because he's a decent rotational player. But if y'all familiar with crypto and Dogecoin, we know Dogecoin was a hot commodity. And if you did right by it, you bought in a little bit, and then once it jumped all the way up, you sold out, because it wasn't a sustainable asset. You understand? It was just a trend. You know what I'm saying? And from what Darn's Dogecoin. Yes. This is what we do in the trap, y'all.
Let's go. Trap.
This is what we do in the trap, y'all. Look, Dogecoin Darns. This is what we do in the trap. This is what we do in the trap, y'all. So if we would have sold Doris Armstrong when he was high, we would have been sent pretty, y'all. All we would have had to do, we could have packaged Doris Armstrong in a deal for Roquan Smith with the Bears, and we would have been sent pretty right now. We would have been sent pretty right now. But I understand. See, this one thing I don't want y'all to think. I'm the kind of fan that I really love my players too. So when Wes said it, I'm like, nah, I believe he could still be there. Know what I'm saying? I knew it was pretty smart because I don't think that Darn's ceiling was that high. I kind of felt like he had a lot of effort sacks and stuff like that, but I still wanted to believe that he could shut me up too. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a real fan, bro. I want to believe in all our players, especially the ones that we drafted. So when Wes was saying that, in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, I still hope that Darns could be this elite player that he's starting to look like. I don't want to think that he going to fall back down to reality. But with me outside of my mind, Crypto Kelly. Hey, this how we do it in the trap. Y'all got me lit, man. But look, if I was thinking that he was going to fall back down to reality, you know, I didn't want to say it, though. I was still hoping. But at this point, where on earth has Dorrance Armstrong been, y'all? Because I have my suspicions. And the craziest part about this equation is we have a very capable replacement on the roster right now. And this very capable replacement has only been getting to sniff the field like 10% of the plays. So we talking about Mr. Slam Williams, if you didn't know. We talking about Slam. And you know, if Slam can't get no time, we have to ask ourselves a question. We have to be like, sir, is this political? Is it something that, okay, you don't trust Slam? Because every time we see Slam on the field, he doing good things. He just went and sacked Aaron Rodgers. And we know he's not getting many reps on the field. So this is the part of football, let me just be honest, this is the part of life that grinds my gears. This is the part of life that grinds my gears, and that's when it comes down to the politics. I do not like the politics. Shout out to Jameson Taylor in the bill. But this is the part of life that I don't like. Shout out to Gina Chase too. Shout out to you. But this is the part of life that grinds my gears. You mean to tell me we have suitable replacements on the roster, but for some strange, obscene reason, we can't get them to play? That kind of happened to me in my football career when I felt like I was the best thing smoking and I didn't get an opportunity sometimes because of politics. So it's a lot of political things, and this is not excluded to the Cowboys either. So don't get me twisted. Like, this is not something that's just Cowboy. Politics is everywhere you go. I used to think I can avoid politics, but you can't. It don't matter what you do. It's going to be a politickish type vibe in whatever space you enter. It's going to be politics involved. But when it comes to your team, it get very frustrating when it's politics involved because you want the best players on the field. Like, regardless of what they feel like, regardless of how they act, who they talk to, how happily they play, and you know what I'm saying? Regardless of what they attitude and personality is, we want the best players on the field. I don't even care if he's young. If he can make a mistake full speed, then just let him make the mistake. Because I just don't see what Dorrance Armstrong is offering us. Now, I don't want to bag on Dorrance. This is really not a shot at Dorrance. This is more of praise for Sam Williams. So let me be clear on that. I want Sam Williams to get more reps, Mr. Dan Quinn. Let's get it now. Let's get it. Get this boy on the field, man. He just made an outstanding play and sacked one of the best quarterbacks there is, Aaron Rodgers, in Lambeau. Now, he just came off an outstanding game in Detroit. And, you know, he sat against the Bears. So, he got 2 sacks in a row then, if you think about it like that. Regardless of the bye week and regardless of he sat against the Bears, he got 2 sacks in a row. Now, I feel like he's warranting himself some time on this field. So, shout out to Sam Williams. We need him on the field, y'all. I'm sorry. I need more Sam. I need more Slam. You understand? I need more Slam Williams, you know. I think that was a genius nickname I came up with, too. Slam Williams. And now I got another one, Dogecoin Dorrance. Good grief. Good grief. Because everybody, if y'all familiar with crypto, man, everybody had Dogecoin. And then if you had crypto knowledge, you knew that Dogecoin wasn't a real coin. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a real asset. It was just a trend that people was pushing. So, soon as we seen the signs, the smart people sold all the Doge. You know what I'm saying? We got rid of the Dogecoin. We got rid of it. And we sold it for high. That's what we needed to do about Dorrance Armstrong. That's why I gave West Coast his flowers yesterday, because he was absolutely right. This team would have we would have got away smooth if we would have got rid of Dorrance while he had them 5 sacks early in the year. People would have been like, good grief. Now, this is not to say that I don't believe in Dorrance going forward, but I'm just saying I believe we could have sold high. I think he's more of a high-end rotational player. Like he's a great rotational player. I say that he's a great rotational piece. I don't see him as being a premier pass rusher, because that's what he was looking like at the beginning of the year. And I believe all the people in the chat box, everybody who is under the sound of my voice could agree to that. So let me know if I'm wrong, because like I said, I'm not an expert at this. Let me know if I'm wrong, because the way that Dorrance Armstrong was looking, he was looking like a premier pass rusher. Like Micah and them and you know what I'm saying, J.J. Watt and them and T.J. Watt and them. He was looking like that. So now he's looking like just a good piece. So we know that he fell from grace in that manner. So I think everybody can agree to that. He was appearing to be a premier pass rusher, and then now he has fallen and, you know, fell back into reality, and now he's just a good piece. So let's just say that. I think everybody can agree with that. Shout out to T Smooth TV. Willie Vasher says, Landlord, I really feel like Kellen Moore turned back into old Kellen Moore, and Sam Williams is better than Armstrong, and we need to sit Anthony Brown. See, look, I got mixed feelings about Anthony Brown, y'all, because I just ate crow on Anthony Brown not long ago, because I feel like even though he got burned now, I believe we can agree that Anthony Brown is due for at least one burn. You know what I'm saying? I think he would have got. I think this what I'm gonna say. I think if Anthony Brown would have been able to finish that game, I feel like he would have held it down a little bit better than the rookie would have. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think the Christian Watson dude just caught everybody off guard, y'all. I think that first bomb was like, oh man, you got me. You know what I'm saying? I think after that first bomb, I think AB would have been able to like, okay, I got to watch this dude's speed. And I don't think he would have just ate him up all game like that. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I think AB, with his veteran savvy and his wisdom as a veteran, I think he would have been able to contain Christian Watson a little better than Bland did. Because Bland got 8. He got 8. And y'all know that's my guy. Anything but Bland. He got burnt. He had his welcome to the NFL moment. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Lord King 83 says just the fact that Lawrence Armstrong, you meant to say Dorrance, I guess. That's a great combo. Lawrence Armstrong is able to be in every game because he's not a pothead, good grief, getting suspended after every year like Randy Gregory should up his worth value, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I agree with that because he's not a, he said Dorns, not Lawrence. Yeah, that jump funny though because it's like DeMarcus Lawrence and Dorns mixed together. But I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just saying like that go into personality though. Because we know Randy a little better. Like if we talking about the player comparison, we know Randy can't stay off the weed like Stephen A say. We know that. That's why he went up to Colorado where it's legal at, if I'm not mistaken. It's not legal down here in Alabama. So, you know what I'm saying? But I think he went up there because of that. That was like a plus for him. But if we talking about Randy versus Dorns, we know Randy a little better now. I ain't gonna sit up here and count like that. Even though I feel like Randy is the ops now. You know what I'm saying? Randy is opt out. I can't stand Randy because I feel like he turned his back on us. So, just being honest, I just have to say that, you know what I'm saying, he is a little better though. But I take a trustable guy over him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Keith Shepard, man, in the building. Said, Landlord, you are the man. I hope so, man. If you think so, I appreciate it. You know, I'm grinding to be even greater every day. 1% better every day. Shout out to Common Sense Lab in this thing. Yes, sir. You already know we up in the trap. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Trap. But look, you right, Common Sense Lab. But look, I could be crazy. Because I think Anthony Brown has done enough to get a little respect. Now, we can pinpoint a few games where we be like, man, Anthony Brown just kind of got torched all game. But other than that, he going to give up the normal amount of plays like any other decent corner will give up. Like, Anthony's decent, y'all. But I feel like he would have held up better in this game in particular, better than the rookies did. But I want to make sure I do me a Kelvin Joseph film session because it looked like Kelvin Joseph was all over them boys. Yes, sir, he was. He was. Now, he got caught on too, but this is all like him not having reps. And to be quite frank, I could be wrong. You know, Landlord is not afraid of being wrong. This is two things you're going to know about Landlord from Alabama. I'm not afraid to be wrong, and I'm not afraid to voice my opinion. So if somebody correct me, I'm humble enough to be like, okay, I'm not a football expert. I just know a lot of football. I know a lot about it, though. So I feel like if you put Anthony Brown on, if Anthony Brown finished that game, I feel like it would have went differently. Because, look, Anthony Brown had a couple of plays on Christian Watson early. Know what I'm saying? He had a couple of plays that stopped Christian Watson early. So, but I do want to highlight boss man fat, Kelvin Joseph. You know, we might have to throw away the boss man because we going to just say Kelvin. I might have to highlight KJ because KJ had a decent-looking game. Now, he did give up a touchdown in the red zone, but like I said, I believe I forgot. But to be quite frank, I feel like that was more of a scheme issue with Dan Quinn. Like, we know I love Dan Quinn, and he don't do much wrong. But to have single high safeties like throughout the game, and you playing against Aaron Rodgers, and then you ain't playing press man and ain't getting no hands on these receivers, like I don't think that was a smart idea, especially after Aaron Rodgers burned you a couple times. Like, you got to change that up, DQ. And y'all know how I've been praising DQ all year. But on a few of those big plays, we had single high safety. We had Malik Hooker on the roof. Like shout out to Foots the King. We had Malik Hooker on the roof. He was the only safety back there, and he was nowhere near where the play went. I won't say where he should have been because he can't really predict where the play gonna go. But we shouldn't have had single high safety on that, especially after Christian Watson burned us a couple of times. On that long pass on Anthony Brown, it was single high safety. And Anthony Brown was playing press but didn't get no jam on him. And on the touchdown, on the slant, on the crossing route touchdown he did on Kelvin Joseph, that was single high safety with Malik Hooker at the top with no other help, no safety help over the top. So I believe that was more of a scheme, man. You know you got these young corners, DQ. Like, we put everybody else on trial now. We got to talk about DQ sometime too now.
Yeah, let's go.
Especially in a situation where the defense failed us. We have to go back and look and see what happened. You know what I'm saying? I love DQ. That's my guy. He came and flipped this defense in a year. He is the Trap House veteran. He won Trap of the Year 4 times in a row, y'all.
Trap.
Ain't nobody flip game like DQ. He flipped this defense in 1 year, y'all. Jalen Barty says, Landlord, our best high safety Malik Hooker is playing on a hurt hamstring. Big facts. Big facts. But look at this, Jalen Barty. Because like I told you, I attack this stuff with common sense. That looks like it's a reoccurring theme over this whole team. Because look at this, Jalen Barty. It seems like us as fans, we be able to tell that these players are not healthy, but the coaching staff don't. What's up with that? If you know Malik is not at his full strength, why would you have him as a single high safety? This is common sense stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, maybe you didn't scout Christian Watson the way we should have, because I believe he just shocked a lot of people. That's why I'm not gonna kill Anthony Brown, because I think that first touchdown was just like, whoa, I didn't expect this. That's what I think that was for Anthony Brown. But after you seen Christian Watson burn us a couple times, you got to adjust that coverage. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Barty said Malik Hooker was dealing with the same hammy injuries since his indie days. Yeah, I understand that, Jay, but correct me if I'm wrong. If we know this and you know this, shouldn't Dan Quinn should have knew this? And shouldn't he should have adjusted his coverage and not had Malik in that position? Especially not that often, because Malik was single high on almost all the big plays, y'all. Let him just be real. He was single high on almost all the big plays we gave up. It was Malik Hooker back there by himself. And we know that he ain't healthy all the way. He says, I knew eventually he was going to break down, but when Malik is healthy, dude is one of the best in his position. Yeah, that's true. Malik has been a godsend for us. So this ain't even really to crap on Malik. This is really questioning DQ, because you should know the health and the feelings of your players, and you should be able to see like, okay, Leak don't look like he don't look like himself, so I'm gonna probably bring up another safety. You know what I'm saying? Like have two safeties back there instead of just letting Malik roam across sideline to sideline. That's what I'm saying. I'm challenging DQ logic on that. And then I'm finna quickly change the subject, but when I was saying like why this coaching staff seem like they don't see the players being unhealthy, or they don't use them like they unhealthy, but we see that they are clearly not themselves. Like the reason I say that, we just talked about Malik Hooker being a single high safety dealing with hamstring issues, and this his first game back after missing 2-3 weeks. So why would DQ have him in that position? So that's DQ. Now look at this. Why on earth is Dak and Kellen Moore using Michael Gallup the way they are?
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, when I look at film, I challenge y'all to look at film. Michael Gallup don't look like MG13 of old. He just don't. And that's my guy. I love Michael Gallup. But he don't look like he 100% back yet. And in some of the most critical situations, now you got to give Dak a little grace, because CD kind of made Dak, you know what I'm saying? He made Dak have a kind of bad start. So he might have had a little trust issues in that critical situation when it came to CD Lamb. So he went to a guy he know he can trust in Michael Gallup. But the bad part about it is, I'm talking about on that pass when I think it was like on the fourth quarter drive when he threw it over the top and Michael Gallup didn't adjust to the ball right. And we know a healthy Michael Gallup gonna pull that play down right there. A healthy Michael Gallup gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. A healthy MG would have caught that ball. But that's what made me go back to, why is they using these players like they fully healthy? They throwing little smoke screens to Michael Gallup like he really feeling his body like that, like he gonna be able to be elusive. Now maybe they was thinking that he can just power the DB out the way, but I don't like that when you know Michael Gallup ain't even moving well. Like they did that on critical drives and stuff, like plays that got no yards, throwing smoke screens to Michael Gallup when we know he ain't even moving like the MG of old. And then on that fourth down drive, they threw a deep ball like a fade, a back shoulder fade to Michael Gallup when I told you on film he's not moving like he's supposed to be. He's not moving like he's supposed to be. But Jalen Barty said Michael Gallup ain't been healthy for 3 seasons since he got that 1,100-yard season. We're playing the hope game with MG13. But I believe when he had that first knee problem, he came back and still looked like MG though. So now we hoping that he would have did the same thing, and it's not looking too well. Now hopefully down the line he can become MG of old. That, like you said, we are moving off hope. So that was a bomb right there. Because he hasn't showed us a reason to believe that. Now, he had a decent game this game because this the difference. I say MG ability and far as what he did are 2 separate things. We feel like MG13 would have been a dominant wide receiver 2. Right or wrong. In my opinion, MG healthy is a high-end wide receiver 2. Okay, this MG13 right here is just almost just a guy. He's just a nice piece. So that's why I'm saying his ability compared to what he did are 2 different things. If you throwing the ball, yeah, he gonna make some catches. But the Michael Gallup, when he was a high-end receiver 2, he gonna open up some more plays for CD, for Dalton Schultz. He gonna be a real live threat out there, and that's not who he is right now. But to me, it looks like they still using him like he is. Like, why are you going to MG, one of the more unhealthy players in a critical situation? We see he looking clunky out there and ain't moving as well as he's supposed to be. So what's up with that? That's what I'm saying. So that's 2 instances where on the offense and on the defense, well, we know this player isn't they self, but they're not being used like that. So what y'all think, is out of respect or what? Is they doing it out of respect or hope? Like my boy Jalen Barty said. Is they giving them the same opportunities like they healthy because of hope or out of politics and respect? Because we see they ain't moving as well as they should be. Jeffrey Lombardi, Dozy. Your name is crazy, bro. I don't know what I'm about to call you because you throw me off every time. It say Jeffrey Lombardi Dozy. He said he probably won't be like MG13 till next year, just coming off the ACL injury. See, I believe most of us in this chat box can agree to that. But it seems like they're not seeing that because they still trying to use him like he normal MG13. That's the problem. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. So if you're trying to see what point I'm making, that's what I'm trying to ask. That's the question that I asked right there. Shout out to what his name was? Somebody got him out of here or something, didn't it? I Go Crazy Cowboys or something like that. He be coming a lot. What happened to his comment? I don't know. He must have cussed me out or something. Shout out to him anyway. Shout out to Ben Joe. Shout out to you. What happened to your other comment, I go Cowboy 23? He said, shout out to you, sir. I don't know what you said. Somebody deleted it or something. But ID stayed unready, looking around, not on point. As of late, because they was on point all the beginning of the season. It's like when they got Dak back, it's like they got comfortable or something. I don't know what it is. Ben Joe says, if that the case on MG, do we want OBJ? That's why I'm so torn in between the two, like Monica and them. Because think about this. And it's sad I shouldn't be in this situation because the only reason that I West Coast and them kind of convinced me, West Coast and Boss, they kind of convinced me why we don't need OBJ. But I was the guy saying we need him. The only reason I can agree with somebody saying we don't need him is because of Kellen Moore. Yeah. Because Kellen Moore is pass happy right now. If you add OBJ to this team, we might not never run the ball again. We might not never run the ball ever again if we add OBJ to this team. So that's the only reason I would argue not to, and that's a good point. But after further review, like referees do, the way MG looking, y'all true vibes, the way MG looking, we might actually need OBJ. And that's unfortunate. Know what I'm saying? Shout out to Arrows. I don't know if I shouted you out. But after further review, after looking at Gallup, the way he's moving, I'm telling you, I'm high on MG. So I might be a little higher on MG than a lot of people. So I like MG. I know what his skill level is. And he don't look like that to me. He looks like a player that's struggling and playing half speed on film. When I see him on film, MG don't even look like he going hard. And MG, that was one of his biggest attributes. MG go hard. Like, he'll catch the ball in any kind of traffic. He'll bowl anybody over. He doing dangerous stuff. Like, MG don't care. He kind of played the wide receiver position a little reckless. Like, he don't care. That's what I liked about him. And I don't see that kind of MG no more because I feel like he's not trusting his body yet. Know what I'm saying? So that right there is concerning to me. That's one of his main attributes that I like about him. So if you take that away, I don't think I'm going to like the MG that we got left. So if that's the case, if he's not going to be the MG that I have grown to love and like, I would have to say, let him, we need OBJ. It's simple as that. If he's not going to be the MG that I know and that I've grown to love, we need OBJ. Shout out to JC Cowboy Network, man. Y'all go sub and like his stuff, man. He's a good content creator. He got some good stuff over there, man. Shout out to him. But shout out to Bruce Got the Juice. I don't know if I shouted you out, sir. Shout out to you. But yeah, man. I go crazy Cowboy. I forgot to give you your flowers too, sir. My boy give me a lot of engagement, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Man, look. I gotta mess with you one time, big dog. I go Cowboys 23. That boy, I had one video, man. He come in at like 63 times, man. That's my guy right there. I said, yeah, he rocking with your boy, man. I appreciate the engagement, bro. I don't even think I answered every one of them now. I was a little busy. I answered as many as I could. Now, I try my best to answer every question y'all got for your boy. But I Go Crazy Cowboys had about 110 comments on one video. I said, man, I appreciate it, bro. I really do. I appreciate it. Somebody calling me and hating on me. Shout out to Hoodlum Flacco. What's happening? He said, I love my boys and I love to talk Cowboys and you good if you don't. What you mean? I'm saying I'm giving you props. I appreciate it, sir. Good grief. He says, we play too much college football and we don't need OBJ. We need to open up the deep ball and give our players a real chance. MG looking like OBJ will looking when he come back. That's a good point right there. I give you that one. See, look, Landlord don't act like he know everything. That's a good point. Because we ain't seen OBJ after the surgery either. So, yeah, that's fair. Shout out to you, sir. Yeah, I appreciate that. I Go Cowboys. That was a great point, sir. Like, we got to give him his props because you're right. OBJ might be coming over here looking just like MG looking. So, hey, that's very fair, sir. Like, that's very fair. Shout out to you. You got me on that one. That's very fair. JC Cowboy Network said, I appreciate you, bro. I'm trying, man. Still a rookie, LOL, but keeping it going. Yeah, keep it going, man. Don't never give up. Your channel and my channel, we grew together. So, I salute you, man. I appreciate you. Everything you do. The nation loves it. Tony Montoya. I don't know if I shouted you out, sir. He says, and I quote, "We need Sue, a big body in the defensive line to stop the run." Why not? You right. Why not buy Sue? He out there. He just chilling. This man on the couch. I just seen a Dominican Sue at Walmart the other day, y'all. Y'all know I'm cap, but you understand this man at the house. He ain't doing that. Go sign him. Yeah. I mean, why not? You got Hankins. You might as well try Sue out. And I believe Hankins been doing okay. But in my honest opinion, it wouldn't hurt to bring in Sue. But in my honest opinion, I believe the linebacker position is the problem, though. Like, just being honest. It's really not the defensive linemen. It's the linebackers, unfortunately. It's the linebackers, in my opinion. Because one thing I say, and you know, every time you say something about this particular player in particular, I know I said it twice. And once you say something about this player, you know, you get a lot of hate mail. I don't even get fan mail, but I get hate mail when I talk about him. So when you talk about LVE, it seems like it's a problem. But I'm going to be real with y'all. When I see LVE, when it comes to this second level of defense, I don't know if LVE, I think he play a little timid. And I won't say he's soft. Know what I'm saying? I won't say he's soft. LVE is not soft. He is a wolf hunter. But I feel like he's not 100% trusting his body, man. So when you're not 100% trusting your body and you're trying to stay healthy, when it's time to challenge these blocks, you're not going to go as hard. Like, I'm telling you, I've been a player before. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. Like, you're not going to challenge the players as much as you should. Like, so at the point of attack, I don't see LVE going real hard at them. Like, you got to actually, you remember back in the days when linebackers used to blow up blocks? They don't do that no more. Well, I could say for sure on this team. And that goes across the board. Like, nobody excluded. Like, being real. That's one thing Jalen Smith used to do. Jalen Smith will blow up a block. And one thing I'm going to have to say, this is, hey, I can prove it with film. The stuff I say, I prove it with film. What I seen from LVE, he was consistently letting tight ends block him, y'all. You can't let no tight end block you, bro. Not on a consistent basis. They might get you a couple times, but you cannot let a tight end block you. And you know somebody else who was doing it too? Dorrance Armstrong. You definitely, a defensive lineman, you supposed to feel disrespected if a tight end trying to block you. No lie. Oh, Ultra Cowboy Christian says Brian Baldinger called out DQ defense. He needs some answers. You give up 200 rushing yards 2 weeks back to back. Hey, it's some questioning time. I have my suspicions. I need some answers, sir. I need some answers. I'm just being real. We love DQ to death. We love DQ to death. But I think it's fair. After you give up 200 rushing yards 2 weeks back to back, that's a problem. After you sit up here and give up all these points every time they got the ball in the red zone, it was a touchdown. That's a good question. Reddy Red said tight end was handling LVE during and after the play was over. Straight up. Say, Reddy Red, I know you be all over this community too. But I'm going to tell you straight up, bro. I can tell when you watch film, and you can tell when I do. That's why we have a general respect when it comes to this space. Because if I was up here just saying buffoonery, somebody would call me out. That lets you know that I've been watching this film, and I'm not just talking. Oh, LVE was getting handled by tight ends and Dorrance Armstrong. Now, I ain't going to say they was getting handled the whole game, but in my defensive end in particular, I don't want you to ever, never, ever, ever in your life allow a tight end to block you, sir. You want to see an example? Go watch when a tight end try to block D-Law. You want to see a dog? You want to see how it's done? Watch what happens when a tight end try to block DeMarcus Lawrence, the tank. Tank will throw that young man clearly out of his way, just like Jazz and Uncle Phil. D-Law gonna throw that man out his way easily and go make a play. D-Law will feel disrespected if a tight end is blocking him. And that's the attitude, that's the temperament that every player should have. Now, I could say linebacker, that's almost an even matchup depending on the size of a tight end. But if you supposed to be a decent linebacker, you supposed to throw a tight end off of you. When you got guards and tackles coming up to the second level, that's a tough ask. You know what I'm saying? Your defensive lineman supposed to stop the guards and tackles from coming to the second level. You understand? So if your defensive lineman ain't stopping them, that's a problem. Because a guard and a tackle versus a linebacker, they getting washed out. I really don't care what linebacker you talk about, Micah, anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's not a foul matchup. You know what I'm saying? So when I see LVE going up against linebackers, when I see LVE going up against tight ends and y'all just doing an arm dance, he ain't disengaging, that's a problem, sir. When I see Dorrance Armstrong getting pinned by tight ends, that's a problem, sir. When I see linemen coming to the second level, blocking Micah and washing them out, that's a problem, sir. These are the things that's keeping us from doing this run game. And that's probably why Micah Parsons calling people out. That's why Dalton Schultz calling people out. Because he said, hey, if everybody want to do their own thing, then it's going to continue all year. And by doing their own thing, I believe Micah Parsons is talking like, hey, look, if y'all ain't doing y'all jobs, if y'all ain't filling y'all gaps, if y'all ain't demanding two blockers, we're never going to stop the run. I believe that's where Micah Parsons was coming from with that comment. And Dalton Schultz calling people out, I wonder what he was talking about, because that first interception was on him. Just being real, that first interception was on Dalton Schultz. I believe the one that him and CD was lined up behind each other, that first one was on him, because he allowed the defender to bump him, and it made Dalton cut. It made him round his route out way earlier than he had supposed to. So that was on Dalton and CD, really. And then shout out to the Final Word. Them boys do great work over there. Shout out to Law. Shout out to Big Game James. Shout out to Dallas Cowboys Sports. Shout out to the OC, because they went down and told you the only reason, because my point of contention with Dak was, why would he throw it? If he see the route screwed up, just hold it. But they broke it down for us. That's why we got the greatest community in the world. We the greatest. Like my song I played. Because the reason that Dak threw that ball is because the only way you can make the throw is if you anticipate. So that means Dak has to trust it. Anticipatory throws mean that Dak is throwing to a spot, not the receiver. So therefore, he's going to have to throw it before he see where he at. And that right there begs the question is, why I don't like option routes. Especially 20, 30 yards down the field. Kelly Moore, what are you doing, sir? Where are your antennas? Dallas Sports 1977. You did have a comment, sir. I'm on a rant. Let me see what you said up here. Kelly Moore, dim-witted. I like the beginning, sir. Shout out to you. Kelly Moore, dim-witted, accident-prone, first mate of Gilligan Island. Skipper, little buddy, Mike McCarthy should hold him down on play calling, planning better to help our defense. I agree. He's pretty dim-witted. Shout out to Uncle Charles in the building. What's happening? But hold on. What he said? What's the second comment? Because it sounded like he might have cussed me out. He said, Dallas Sports 1977 says, Landlord, read. I need to read. Right? I said, Skipper Mike McCarthy. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying I need to read in Rainbow, sir. But he says, Mike McCarthy needs to put a stop to Kelly Moore, dim-witted, accident-prone first mate CD. Yeah. Shout out to Eternal Dynasty, man, with the $5 super chat. I appreciate that, sir. He says CD has low football IQ and reading coverage. 3 interceptions the last 2 games on CD. That's a fair assessment. But to me, think about this. And I'm going to have to wrap this up because I told you I got to take an early shift today, unfortunately. But look, this is what I want y'all to see. Think about this. Let's think with your boy. You want to know my biggest point of contention against option routes? Is because basically in an option route, you're making your receivers be a quarterback too. Shit. This is why Jalen Tolbert is not on the field, y'all. This is exactly why Jalen Tolbert is not on the field. You're making your wide receivers be a quarterback too. Think about it. I know it sounds strange the way I put stuff, but I said it like that for a reason. You're making your wide receiver run routes and read coverage. And then think about this. You gotta know exactly what to do in every situation. Now, this is not just, they're not going to have the same defense every time. You're not going to run the same route every time. You have to know it. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jalen Tolbert get on the field and be scared to death. The OC said his eyes was big as a quarter. Shout out to OC.
Yeah, let's go.
The OC said he seen this man's eyes was looking like it was big as a quarter because he was scared, y'all. You got a lot of pressure. Look at the mistakes that CeeDee Lamb making. You got to be a Harvard grad. Like they said, you have to have your doctorate to be fine with them option routes. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a PhD. Like them other, like that drop. I'm a PhD. You got to be a PhD to run them option routes effectively. And think about this. In the spur of the moment while you in the game, bro, like, you can know exactly what to do. But, you know what I'm saying, at that very spur of the moment, you might not do it. It's hard to explain. It's just like a easy catch. When you got an easy catch, you might be right there to like, you know you can catch this ball. But for some strange reason, your attention goes away shortly and you miss the catch. Like, it's easy to say what you will do until you're in that situation. That's what I'm explaining. Shout out to Sports Guru with the $1.99. Kellen Moore needs to keep it simple. Absolutely. So that's why I went blames. I'm a blame CD because if they got you doing it, you should do it. Know what I'm saying? But I would argue Kellen Moore needs to simplify, if that's the word I'm looking for. Kellen Moore needs to simplify this offense because Ultra Cowboy Christian says Tolbert is trash. The stage is too big for him. Move on. I don't agree because I see his talent. I believe he's overwhelmed. And now look, when you think about this, Ultra Cowboy Christian, because it was funny, he said he's trash. I'm thinking of Bubba Dub when he said that, trash. I might have to get that drop. But when you think about that, Ultra Cowboy, think about this. When you say he's trash, he's having mental lapses. That's what he's doing. 2 weeks in a row, he was offsides. He got a 12-man in the huddle penalty. This is why Mike McCarthy says he's behind, because it's too much to learn. It's too much to learn. Look, think about this. If you got this gonna be my last argument, y'all, and I'm gonna have to get out of here, unfortunately. But look, if you got a premier quarterback, which we feel like Dak is, if you don't think he's premier, he's at least a good franchise quarterback. If you got a good franchise quarterback, man, why would you be putting the reading the defense responsibility on a wide receiver? But the only thing is, though, to be fair, because this is when I can be fair. To be fair, when an option route is ran correctly, it is literally unstoppable. That's the temptation. That's what I sent the super chat in to Boss Cowboy Sports last night to tell him, like, to be fair, in Kellen Moore's defense, when you run an option route correctly, it is literally unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we gonna forever have this problem. Because think about this. if you got the temptation of something being unstoppable, you know Kellen gonna keep dabbing into it. Know what I'm saying? The nature of an option route, if the safety is got some depth, you cut in front of them. If the safety a little too shallow, you go behind them. Like, that's unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? That's like pick and roll. That's like a pick and roll type formula in basketball, the football version. You cannot stop an option route when it's ran correctly, but when you putting all this reading and reacting and stuff to a wide receiver, that is not their nature. That's not maximizing their ability. This is why Jalen Tolbert can't get on the field. Like, not only are you concentrating on beating the man in front of you, now you got to read the defense. Then after you do all that, you got to catch the ball and brace for the hit. Come on, man, that's too much. That's too much. Why would you take the reading of the defense out the hands of your quarterback? That is foolishness, y'all. That's just my opinion. Dak Prescott has earned the right. And Dallas Cowboys made a good point about this too, because premier quarterbacks, Dak is too nice. You know what I'm saying? Dak and Kellen are boys. They homeboys. And I feel like Dak is a little too nice, because a player like Aaron Rodgers or somebody be like, look, no, they going to run the route and then I'm going to throw it to them. That's too much reading going on. That's why sometimes them routes don't develop and Dak getting sacked, because the wide receiver might not be able to decide which way he want to go sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And Dak might be thinking he going one way and he go the other way. That's an automatic interception. It's too much reading in an option route. That's why Mike McCarthy said he don't like it. Mike McCarthy, your own head coach, said he don't like option routes. And what the last 3 interceptions was on? Option routes. That's why it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to run option routes, especially not 30, 40 yards down the field. That's just my opinion. Now, you can run option routes with tight ends. Run option routes 5, 10 yards away from the play. With running backs or something, you know what I'm saying? With slot receivers, don't run them 20 yards down the field. And especially don't run them in the red zone. That's too risky. Why would you run an option route in the red zone? This is your OC problems, y'all. Make no mistake about it. Don't let nobody else tell you no different. That is your OC being fraudulent. That is your OC not being aware of what he got going on. You don't do no risky option routes in no red zone, man, especially after a turnover. Your main objective is to get points. Make sure you get points. That's what your main objective is in the red zone after a turnover, y'all. So don't let nobody tell you no different. Like I said before in my first live, this loss was on coaching, and I haven't wavered from that. And I think the rest of the nation has said the same things almost. So I just want to say that. He said, I just wanted to make y'all let that be clear. Option routes are bad, especially 30 yards down the field, and especially in the red zone. And the reason why is because why would you take reading the defense away from your premier quarterback and then put that burden on a receiver? Just let the receiver run a route and let Dak diagnose and throw it to the open man. It's simple football. It's simple football. Willie Vasher said, Landlord, let's be real. Kellen Moore is not an NFL OC. No, he's probably will be a college coach. Ain't no telling. You right. Because you can't do this, man. Don't put the reading the defense burden on a wide receiver. I'm a former wide receiver. I know. Bro, look, you concentrating on beating the man in front of you. You ain't got time to be trying to read him, man. Know what I'm saying? You going to be messed up. While you reading it, look, all that thinking going to slow you down. Thinking is going to slow you down at the wide receiver position. At any position in football, really. If you got to think too much, you're not going to do as well. You want your talented skill position players to go and display their talent and speed to their advantage. That's what you want to do. But I think I got my point across about option routes. I'll probably come out with some film about it and, diagnose it and talk real grease about it. You know how we do up in the trap. Yes, sir. But I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share the content, help your boy grow, man. I appreciate all the donations, you know what I'm saying? That really goes a long way to me doing this more, you understand? Like, right now I got to go to work because, I need a little more support. You understand? Maybe I wouldn't have to do this as much. You know what I'm saying? But, if I get the support from y'all, man, like I said, that right there allows me to dedicate more time to this. You know what I'm saying? The more support y'all give me, the more likes, the more shares, the more donations, the more mentions, the more all of that. It allows me to dedicate more time to this. And I really appreciate everybody who's done that so far. I don't know if I said that enough, but I really do. So thank y'all, man. We're going to ride this thing on out because we are the greatest. You understand?
Yeah.
We are the greatest.
Yeah.
If you haven't liked the content,
Money.
please like it
In
on
my
the way
hand.
out, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all.
And
Let's
this
go.
is greatness defined. Every line is divine.
It's
Verses
greatness
boggle
defined.
your
That's
mind.
it.
And every song, man, I swear, just get better with time.
Dallas
No matter
Cowboys
how much
Brown.
shade
I
they
don't know if
throwing,
I
I
seen
still
it.
manage to shine. I don't know why they
Shout
so
out to
obsessed
everybody.
with
Shout out
mine.
to
I'm all
Dallas
they think
Cowboys
about. Go in they house, they
1977.
probably got
Shout
my
out to
pics in
Tony
the
Montoya.
shrine. Damn, I never let these play me. They see us ballin', now
ride
they
this
wanna
thing
switch
on out the
teams
door.
like
Let's get
KD. I know my time coming,
Shout out
I
to
guess
you,
I'ma
Tommy
wait and see.
Yes,
I'm too
sir.
cocky
I'ma
and
keep
confident that
that's
humble
what I do.
ain't for me,
Let's get it.
Lord. Help me with my egotistical ways, but I'm amazed.
You know what I say? Ain't yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Y'all already know how I do. And like I say, 1K, one love, Cowboys Nation. You know how we do it up in the
Trap.
Let's get it. Y'all have a good morning. Go forth, prosper, and do great things.